Hey, cutie pies. I'm Lanikia, and this is what happened on the soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition. Today is Friday. Yay! May the 20th, 2022. Listen, I'm not going to hold you long on a soap that wasn't about much today. It was good. It was solid on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give it a 7, but it wasn't about much. It just happened to have some of my favorite people on there, starting with I do like me some Jack. So Jack is talking and he's telling so Jack tells um Kyle Jack okay. So Kyle was like, "What time did you come in last night, Jack?" Because they don't know he was with Phyllis. And he was like, "Oh, I came in a little late, but Jack got a little pep in his step today or whatever." I said, "Okay, Jack." But then so he and Summer talk about they tell Jack about wanting to stay and then about Harrison being close to um Ashlyn and all that, and Jack is like, "Well, let me tell you." So then he tells them off screen because they don't never give you the good information on screen with Young and the Restless. So he tells them off screen, and they come back and they're like, "Oh my God!" And Kyle going on about he lied to his son about being ill. Who would do that to their son? Like his son was in such crisis. Who would do that to them? And Jack and Summer, I mean, look, and they said, "Kyle," and he said, "Oh, right, my mama, the one that you friend forgive." So stay with me now. So then Kyle and Summer go and they take they take Harrison to the park, right? Now Ashlyn meets up at the park. He just shows up. I don't know why he showed up, but he shows up. Now earlier he had been talking to Victoria at Crimson Lights because he had got some coffee or whatever. Or was it the society? No, it was the society because he got something to eat. And I said, "Look at Ashlyn. That color looks nice on him. He's looking rather handsome today. Looking younger today." I go, okay. But anyway, so he shows up at the park. I mean, he was there getting something to eat, and Victoria gonna go up to him and tell him, "I got your bags, boxes packed for you. You can come by and get them." He's boxes packed with your stuff, and he said, "Oh, I'll come by and get them." She said, "Or you could have somebody." Well, you could have had somebody tell him that the boxes was packed, but you wanted to make sure you went up and talked to him or whatever. Victoria was looking real cute today as well. So anyways, that was it with them. It was just they both want to talk to each other but not gonna do it because Victoria is too prideful because she was like, "People gonna judge me if I go back to Ashlyn," and Ashlyn doesn't want to push Victoria because he's afraid she might push her away. All right, so then we meet up at the park with Kyle, Summer, Harrison, and Ashlyn. So Ashlyn comes up and he was like, "Oh," and Harrison comes up, "Hey daddy," and he runs that Ashlyn because he think that's his daddy even though it's not biological, his real daddy. But anyways, they tell Harrison, "Go play with them other kids, Kyle and Summer do." And then they told Ashlyn, "You not finna visit with Harrison because we heard what you did, and that's disgusting." And Summer's like, "Why would you even be still around?" He was like, "The night that we had to reassure Harrison that you were going to be okay and you was just lying the whole time." Ashley tried to apologize. They weren't really hearing it. And Victoria is in the back peeping all of this, watching as this all goes on. So then Ashley says, "Okay." So he leaves for now. And so then here comes Victoria and they tell Victoria, "Oh my God, I can't believe you had to go through that. I'm so sorry. He lied to you and did all this kind of stuff." And Victoria really can't say nothing because she can't defend Ashley because people would be like, "Why are you defending him?" So she just lets it go or whatever and just takes their sorries, condolences, and everything. So then we see Kyle and Summer talk, and she does say, "I'm gonna keep my guard up around about Diane, and I'm gonna keep my guard up around Ashley." Because I'm like, how can you don't want Ashlyn to see Harrison because you said that was disgusting what he did, but you seeing Diane, and if you continue to see Diane, then Harrison would see Diane, and she did the same disgusting thing. Only hers was worse because she said she was dead. That's just my opinion on it. Moving right along. So then we see that Allie has been running and stuff, and she come back in and she tells Jack that she did a celebration run. I said, "Girl, who does a run as a celebration?" Like, I could understand if you said I ate a piece of cake or I went and got me a drink or something like that. But I mean, everybody different though, Nikki. So keep it moving right along. So she said she was celebrating because she did much better on her exams and everything than she thought she did. And she told Jack, she said, "Well, since everything is calmed down for me, my summertime, I guess she really spent it with chemo. Chemo, has, since he's passed, she was wondering, hey, can I stay a few more days?" Listen, if Jack had his way, Allie would stay forever. But he was like, yes, of course. And he was like, we could throw a little party for you and get you to know some people, your age or whatever. And she was like, no, 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 I'm cool. And so then Ashley comes in. And so Ashley come in and they sit down and talk. Now Ashley had been over at the Grand Phoenix earlier because that's where Phyllis was when she spoke to Amanda. So Phyllis and Amanda are doing their little chit chat thing. Congratulations to Amanda, the actress who plays Amanda, for getting nominated for supporting actress. So, anyways, they was doing their little chit chat thing or whatever. And she says, "I love these little catch ups. I personally do not. I might like it if it was more people, but just the two of y'all, I don't want to see y'all two sitting down and talking, but whatever. It's not about me." So then Ashley comes up while Amanda and Phyllis are talking, and she says, "Phyllis, how could you?" And Phyllis was like, "Ashley, what you talking about?" And Phyllis, Ashley tells Amanda, "Excuse me." But then she goes back to Phyllis and has a seat. Ashley, it has a seat, and says, "Diane's living at your hotel." And so Phyllis says, "Listen, I did that so I could keep an eye on her." She said, "But please believe I already had to take her back up in her room twice." She said, "But not everybody knows about Diane." And I told her, "You can get out of my hotel and hopefully she leaves the city." Now Diane is not gonna leave the city. So then, with that being said, Diane, Ashley and Phyllis agree that my enemy is my friend. So they're gonna be friend. My enemy to my enemy is my friend. Is that how to say? I don't know. So they're gonna be friends or whatever, anyways. So that's it with them, y'all. But as they were talking, Phyllis says, "But I want to tell you, Ashley, like that. I might get deeper in relationships with people you close to." And Ashley said, "I don't care what you do as long as you get Diane out." So Amanda hears this, and then Ashley leaves. And so Amanda said, "What's going on?" And so Phyllis lets her know she and Jack took their relationship to the next level. And Amanda said, "Oh, I'm so happy about this. Yada yada yada." That was the end of them, y'all. So now Ashley is back at the house. And so Jack, and Allie sit down and talk. And she tells them she's met some people. She said Nick, Sharon, Mariah and Tessa, Newman, some of them. And then she said she met Noah. And she was talking about him. And they were talking about, Jack was like, "Noah's a Rolling Stone. I know he said he's going to be here for a while, but he'll Rolling Stone, so I wouldn't expect it or whatever." And Allie was like, "Oh, okay." Because Allie was kind of feeling Noah, I think. You know how you can start liking somebody, but you would kind of want to get, to know a little bit more about him or whatever. That's how I feel like Allie was doing. And hearing Jack say that, she like, "Oh no." But anyway, she and Ashley bonded over chemistry. Over chemistry and engineering and all that good stuff. And then that was the end of them, y'all. So then we see that Jack goes over to the Grand Phoenix to talk to Phyllis. And he all like the birds was I said, "Nose wide open, Jack," but okay. So he all like he chipper and all that good stuff. And so he tells um Phyllis that Kyle and Summer are thinking about. She says no, he doesn't get to tell her that. She says she's glad that Kyle and Summer are going back to Italy, so it makes Diane have to leave or whatever, because she don't know that Kyle and Summer want to stay. So that's all with them. Who else was on this soap today? Am I wrap this soap up? Child, I might wrap this soap up. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me look at my notes. Oh, child. And then we see Victoria. Oh, Chloe. How could I forget Miss Esther? So Chloe, okay, let me wrap these up. So then we see Victoria and Ashlyn just looking at stuff, and they talk and they thinking about each other. And Victoria calls Nikki and said, "Mama, I do want to go on that trip to get away, cause baby, get Victoria away from Ashlyn before she's backslide." But anyways, we see Miss Esther and Chloe. So they're sitting down, and Chloe said, "Mama, you doing too much. Like, you made enough cookies for the school district." And she was like, "I know the kids like them." And she was like, "Give the oven and all that a rest." And she was like, "I worked for Miss C so long. She enjoyed her job." Now I know some people are just like, "Oh, the maid and all." Some people just enjoy their job. They like a simple job. She probably was paid well. She got to put her daughter through a great school and get her a great education. and she just liked her job. And so they went to thinking back about a time when Chloe was embarrassed about what her mom did, and she says, I'm regretful and apologetic for how I acted towards your career, your livelihood in any ways. So Miss Esther decided her next project is gonna be finding herself a man. I said, you don't have a good track record. So she said, I've been doing a little online dating, but I'm not getting any hits. So Chloe looked at her stuff and she said, well, I see why you're not getting any hits. So she reworked it for her, whatever. And that's it, y'all. Miss Esther finna find herself a man. She already done got a hit on that. Now, they started going back over her track record with finding men, and I said, you like me, we need to just sit down somewhere. Yeah, that was the Young and the Restless today. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and be blessed. I'll see you Monday.